Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Reeves Subaru in Tampa, Florida, and guess what? We have one of the baddest muscle cars ever produced. This is a 2016 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. But before we dive into this supercharged beast, let's talk about what we're gonna do with this review. Many of you always reach out to me and you ask, hey, Joe, I don't wanna buy a brand new muscle car. I'd rather have somebody else take the depreciation and pick one up that's a few years old. What's the best route to go? I think with this 2016 Challenger Hellcat, this is gonna be the best way to go, because what you're gonna get is probably the most pure of true essence of the original muscle car, but you're gonna get plenty of 21st century technology. And with this particular Hellcat, of course, you're getting that 6.2 liter, over 700 horsepower supercharged engine. But it's a lucky day here at Reeves Subaru because we have a slick shifting Tremec 6-speed manual transmission to back it up. So let's go ahead. It's been around since 1970, the Challenger. Let's dive into this 2016 and find out why it's the best used muscle car for your hard-earned money. Right off the bat, styling. Now, I like the way they did the refresh in 2015. Remember, this retro style came out in 2008. It was first a concept, and then they brought it out, and boy, oh boy, it knocked everybody dead. And the great news is when you go pre-owned Challenger, not many people are gonna realize that the car is older than what it really is, because even to this day, same styling as what you see on this 2016. So up front, what I like best about it is just the width. The actual just sheer width of the front end, especially in black, looks so sinister. On the Hellcat, this is when we see them hollowing out those inner headlights. You still got your LED daytime running lamp, but they hollowed out that center to bring more airflow. You got your street and racing technology set up. This is the arm, that muscle car arm of Dodge, of FCA, and they're the ones that brought us great vehicles like the Viper, like the SRT4, and definitely this Hellcat. But I like the simplicity of the badging. The egg crate grille, just, I'm telling you, go look at a picture of a 1970 Challenger. You'll see so many connections. Really great size on that lower lip splitter. So it's something that you don't even have to add. There's really, what I like about these, there's not a lot that you have to add if you want that style, because it's already there and you're gonna get the performance. All of it is functional. So those corner vents, the lower vent, and of course the open grille area here, everything is functional. Now going up onto the hood, one of the best styling of hoods I've ever seen. So you're gonna have your two heat extractors, you have that high-rise bulge. Every guy likes a nice bulge, you know, that they can show off. That center scoop is gonna force feed the air there. But really, when you compare this to the Mustang, when you compare this to the Camaro, this really just checks off all the boxes for me. Not only from functionality standpoint, but just the look of it is very menacing. Now, as we come around the bend, one of my favorite things on these Challengers is the style of the wheel. I really like the shape that they did. It's a 20-inch wheel, that gunmetal flat gray color, looking great with our black. And then you'll also notice when you go Hellcat, you're getting massive calipers. These are 6-piston Brembos, so you're gonna get good stopping capability, and you're getting 2-piece rotors. They're 2-piece, they're slotted and ventilated to help with the braking capability. That's gonna be part of that whole performance package. Now going down the side, one of the most new iconic badges in muscle car territory is gonna be that Hellcat badge. It was the first to be that most powerful muscle car that came under a warranty. Now, obviously we have more powerful, the Red Eye and the Demon, but this was a real game changer when they first started coming out. The whole side of the vehicle has that classic silhouette of a Challenger, and that's something that makes my heart pitter-patter. I don't think there's any other car you could drive where it's like, you just don't care about what other people think. You're driving a real monster machine. Now out back, you're still gonna get large calipers, those 4-piston calipers, still the rotor is slotted. And what they do is with the actual wheel, you're going 275. So 275, all 4 corners to get the power down. And I'll be honest, if you wanna smoke them because you got them, this is probably one of the best setups, because the 305s give you a little bit more rubber on the wide bodies, but these narrow body Challengers, a little bit more narrow tire, it's gonna be easier to spin up if that's what you're into. Of course, the challenge is you're not getting the power to the ground, but hey, who cares? You're in a muscle car and you're leaving a big smoky burnout. Now, as we come down the side, love the tasteful fuel door looks like the classic look, but you have your actual cap underneath. But really, just like those touches, you're gonna have that massive trunk lid spoiler, flat black, just like the original Challengers. And then one of my favorite things that they did when they refreshed not only the front, is I really love the back. The way they did the LED taillights, you have your SRT badge. My only zonk is the style of the exhaust. I wish that they did some type of quad tip. And what's funny is that in the Mopar catalog, because remember, Mopar stands for motor parts. That was part of, that is part of the whole Chrysler Dodge when Plymouth was around. You could get a quad tip exhaust. It's a nice slash cut. It fits perfectly. It comes all the way out and fits perfectly underneath this rear bumper area. My other zonk besides the exhaust is this just very simple lower area. I wish that they had some kind of nice stylish diffuser that was also functional as well. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the big talking point. Let's pop the hood and check out that 6.2 liter supercharged beast of an engine. All right guys, I think one of my favorite parts about this pre-owned muscle car is that when you go to a car show, it's one of those hoods that you just want to open up because probably one of the best looking engines of the modern muscle car era. So what you're looking at is that 6.2 liter supercharged V8. If you're into cubic inches, if you want to know the old way of mentioning what size engine you have, this is a 370 cubic inch engine, 707 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to, like I said, that 6-speed manual transmission. The big zonk for the Challenger, and just like connecting it with the original muscle cars, is the weight. It's 4,469 pounds. If you know how to dance on your twinkle toes though, 0 to 60, 3.9 seconds, quarter mile is gonna scream by at 11.8, 124 miles an hour. And this car has a top speed, even though it's the shape of a brick, it actually has a top speed of 199 miles an hour. MPGs, you better not be caring about that if you're going the muscle car route. But if you want to hear it, here are the numbers: 13 in the city, 21 on the highway. It's one of those things that, hey, if you want to play, you got to pay at the fuel pump. But why don't we fire this up so we can forget about those MPG numbers and have an eargasm? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's fire up this Hellcat. All right, guys, we're inside the 2016 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. I know you're at that point where you're like, Joe, let's talk numbers. You're talking about, hey, what's the best value for my hard-earned money? The way that this one is, with all the options, you're looking at an asking price of $49,999. It has about 39,000 miles on it. It's a 2016, and it has many of the option boxes, if not all of them, checked off. So let's see what you're getting for the money. To the door panels. Now, what I love is the two-tone interior. That dark tan with the black really works well. You have that nice padded armrest with the contrast stitching. I like the way that there's a Twinkie holder at the back of the door panel, and you have your bottle of milk holder up front. Harman Kardon sound system, soft material across the top. When you get to the dash, you're reminded that you're in an SRT product, which means extra performance. Not the biggest fan of the texture here. It's a little too much orange peel, but it does remind me of an actual muscle car. The thing I like most about these Dodges is the infotainment system. And even though this is a 2016, which 4 years old, you're still getting a pretty decent system. This is your Uconnect 3. There's our Challenger. They use an actual Challenger as a little cursor there instead of an arrow, but you have your navigation. You can go into your climate controls. This is an over 8-inch screen, so you're gonna have plenty of usability. Ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, auto dimming mirror. So like I said, this one has so many boxes for options checked off. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it into reverse, and we'll find out what kind of backup camera. So there it is. It takes up the whole space. It does have trajectory, and it's a little grainy, but remember, it's 4 years old. Let's give it that. Nice to have it in the vehicle. Now, you have your red start stop button nicely placed. I also want to show, let's go back to the screen. I want to show the SRT pages. So you hit the SRT button here, and here's where you could go into your different modes, sport, track. I love the way they showed the whole drivetrain and everything. Looks really great. We have the red key, yes. Notify everybody, we have the red key, just don't notify the police. That would be great help. But anyways, so it's nice to have that usability. We come back to this lower area, you have your stitch work. On the side over here, you get a nice little Twinkie holder. So it's gonna fit one Twinkie, a Snickers bar, 3 Musketeer, or a Butterfinger, and then you have a 12 volt. So that's nice that they have that up front because you can run the cord for your radar detector very easily and it'll be out of the way. Here's your buttons and knobs for stereo system. You got launch control, your AC with dual climate. This is where the magic happens. So just like your parents tell you to knock twice before they enter the door, you enter their bedroom, this is where the magic happens in here. This is that slick shifting 6-speed manual transmission. It's actually becoming harder and harder to find one of these Hellcats with a manual. So I'm so glad that they have it here at Reeves. I love this machined aluminum look that they got going on, different than carbon fiber, and it reminds me of the muscle car days. Like I said, we got the red key, so we're gonna have 707 horsepower on our drive. There's your buttons on the back. Soft padding, open this up, you got a nice compartment. Let me get rid of the stuff that's in there, but you got a USB, an aux jack, a 12 volt, and you could probably, I'd say half a box of Twinkies. That's about the size you have in there, but it's felt lined, so you're not gonna scratch any of them, because no guy wants to scratch Twinkie. They want to have a bulge to show off, and they don't want to scratch Twinkie. That's for sure. Seats, you have that nice dark tan. Love the SRT. High bolstering, but the good news is it's very, very soft. Manual seat controls for the passenger, but over here on the business end, I do have full electric assist. We even have a sunroof, which remember, that's something you can't even get. Even if you called up Henry Ford the 20th and say, can I have a Mustang GT with a sunroof? He'll say, sorry, can't do it. You get it in the Challenger. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Hellcat. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. I do like the way you have the nice aluminum pedals. Of course, we got that third one, the clutch pedal, and then you have your seat controls, easy to get to, lower lumbar. They really don't have the most bolstering for corner carving, but straight line performance, you're gonna be very, very comfortable. You're gonna live your life 1/4 mile at a time, just like Vin Diesel. You could rip the sleeves off your shirts and put on a bald cap or shave your head, one or the other. Steering wheel though, great thickness. You have the SRT badge there, like the notches at the 10 and 2, flat black on the buttons. I wish they didn't do such a plastic bottom here. I wish this had looked more like metal. No paddles, of course, because we're not shifting with an automatic, we are shifting with a manual. And what I've always liked about these Challengers is that retro style dash. You got your analog tach, speedometer, and then that beautiful digital display with other gauges that you could flip through. Really, really great setup there. Looks awesome, has that feel. Everything is driver focused in here. It's got a nice driver focused twist. We're not gonna focus on the back seat. We're not even gonna look at the trunk because I know what you want. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get some on-throttle action in this Challenger Hellcat. All right, guys, we left Reeves Subaru. We're in the 2016 Hellcat with the 6-speed, that 707 horsepower, on throttle. Yeah! What I love about the Hellcat is you're getting that wonderful supercharger whine right from the factory. Looking out across that massive hood, screams muscle car all day long. The seats are comfy. If you also want the most interior space, this is the way to go. Definitely more interior room than a Camaro and a Mustang almost combined. The 6-speed in here, not as short as throws as I would like. I feel like the Tremec in the Camaro and in the say the Shelby GT350 definitely have shorter throws. The engagement's a little bit more crisp, but still a great transmission. Would have been really nice to have a pistol grip shifter like they did back in 1970. That would have been a nice extra touch, but really, really smooth. And you know, if you want to have your muscle car and a 6-speed, here you go. You're ready to rock and roll. All right, guys, we're gonna have some on-throttle fun. On throttle, smoke them if you got them. Whoa! Wow, wow. With the 275s, you need to be very gingerly with that throttle, for sure. It's cool though, because the car, when it comes to cornering, it corners really flat, which is nice. It's just, you could definitely feel the extra weight, especially if you're getting into a Camaro with the Alpha 2 chassis or a Mustang GT. But like I said, you know, the suspension works well. It's comfortable over bumps. You could drive this every single day, and you're getting 707 horsepower with a 6-speed manual. Good luck getting the power down. That's all I can say. All right, guys, we're gonna have some on-throttle fun. On throttle, smoke them if you got them. Whoa! Wow, wow. With the 275s, you need to be very gingerly with that throttle, for sure. It's cool though, because the car, when it comes to cornering, it corners really flat, which is nice. It's just, you could definitely feel the extra weight, especially if you're getting into a Camaro with the Alpha 2 chassis or a Mustang GT. But like I said, you know, the suspension works well. It's comfortable over bumps. You could drive this every single day, and you're getting 707 horsepower with a 6-speed manual. Good luck getting the power down. That's all I can say. All right, guys, we're gonna do another on-throttle enjoyment here on Rady's Rides in first gear. We're gonna try to be gingerly on throttle. Here we go. Smoke them if you got them. Second gear. Wow. Third gear. Woo! I'm telling you right now, this freaking car is a ton of fun. It's an amusement ride that you can enjoy on a regular basis. You don't have to go to Walt Disney World to get on an amusement ride. You can do it in your own Hellcat here. It's scary though. It really is. With the 6-speed manual, you're really gonna have to work extremely hard to get the power to the ground. But that's the joy in it. Doing it yourself, not having that automatic transmission. You do have launch control to help if you are gonna try to maybe take this to the drag strip, or even maybe show somebody up on the street, which we don't recommend, of course, of safety reasons, but you could do it with this car. And you got plenty of room in here to boot. All right, guys, we're gonna get on the highway, see how this Challenger rides and drives, and then we're gonna get back to Reeves Subaru. But I really think if you're going the Challenger Hellcat route and you really wanna have the purest form, manual is definitely the way to go. But you know, when you're gonna merge, it's really easy to do in this car, especially when you get on throttle. But on throttle, unbelievable. The way it just produces the power, it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous how the power just pours on. Brakes, I like the way that this has those 6-piston Brembos, those massive rotors. Just a fun car to drive. Really fun car to drive. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel about what the Hellcat is all about. We're gonna get back to Reeves Subaru and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a muscle car second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Reeves Subaru. Got to thank LD and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2016 Challenger Hellcat with that slick shifting Tremec 6-speed. Like I was saying, I think that if you want the ultimate when it comes to modern day muscle car, but you want to have plenty of performance and that awesome style, I think this Challenger checks off pretty much all the boxes, if not all of them. But if it's cars like these you want to keep seeing and the wonderful on-throttle adventures that we share together each and every day, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Crown Vic. He loves Dodge almost as much as he loves BMW. That's almost like how he balances out his life. A little bit of German and a little bit of American muscle. So thank you, Victor, for living your life so balanced. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.